Shen Buyu died in the year when she loved me the most. She had a fortune worth 8 billion, yet she was willing to throw everything away without hesitation, just to stay by my side. She chose to die with me in a sea of flames. In her final moments, she held my hand tightly, crying so hard that she could barely speak. Fang Xiu, I have waited for you for too long in this life. In the next life, please come find me earlier. Then everything went dark, but when I opened my eyes again, I had returned 10 years into the past, back to the time when I hated Shen Buyu the most. This time, I could not wait any longer. I rushed straight to her company. And when I saw her for the first time again, my voice trembled as I apologized. Shen Buyu, I'm sorry. For a brief moment, Shen Buyu froze. But after that short moment of surprise, her expression quickly returned to its usual calmness. Just say it. What new way are you planning to hurt me this time? It was a summer evening. I woke up from my dream and sat on the bed, completely lost in thought. Then, the butler's voice suddenly came from the living room. Sir, Madam called earlier. She said she won't be coming home tonight. I did not answer. Instead, I slowly raised my hand and stared at the brand new wedding ring on my finger. I could hardly believe it. I had really returned to 10 years ago, and every memory from my previous life felt painfully real, because I could still remember the moment the explosion happened. As the flames surrounded us, Shen Buyu was still holding on to me. Fang Xiu, don't be afraid. I have waited for you for too long in this life. In the next life, I will find you much earlier. For a moment, I did not know whether this was a dream or reality, so I pinched myself. The sharp pain from my thigh immediately proved the truth. I had really come back. But after the shock faded, what overwhelmed me was not happiness. It was heartbreak and regret. In my previous life, a misunderstanding created by someone else made me hate Shen Buyu for many years. During that time, her business rivals used every possible method to suppress her. And at home, the person who hurt her the most was me. Shen Buyu lost both of her parents when she was young. She had almost no family left. She spent half her life alone, protecting the business empire she had built. Then, after years of misunderstanding, the truth was finally revealed. For the first time, we experienced real happiness. We had a short period where we truly loved each other. We even had a child. But before our child could be born, something happened, and everything was destroyed. While I was lost in my thoughts, the butler walked in and interrupted me. Sir, the flowers have arrived. Are you ready to leave? Flowers. The flowers are prepared already. Aren't you going to visit Miss Lu Xiaoyao? The moment I heard that name, I froze. Lu Xiaoyao. She was my childhood friend. She was also a talented actress, but after an accident, she suffered severe burns all over her body and had to stay in the hospital for a long time. In my previous life, on this exact day, I took a bouquet of flowers to the hospital to celebrate her birthday. But after leaving the hospital, I saw Shen Buyu sitting inside her car. At that time, I did not want to explain anything. I did not even want to see her. But Shen Buyu knows me first. She stepped out of the car. Her expression was lonely. Today is my birthday. I stopped walking and turned back coldly. So, today is also Lu Xiaoyao's birthday. To marry me, you did everything you could. You destroyed her face and ruined her future. How do you expect me to treat you? Facing my accusations, Shen Buyu opened her mouth. But her explanation sounded helpless. It was just an accident. If you had not invited her that day, she would not still be lying in the hospital now. How do you expect me to believe it was an accident? After hearing that, Shen Buyu fell silent. In the end, she only said one thing. I'm sorry. From that day onward, our relationship completely changed. We entered a long period of silence and coldness. Later, I finally discovered the truth. Even the accident that Shen Buyu herself believed was real was actually a carefully planned scheme. Someone had created that incident just to separate us. The memory overwhelmed me. The butler noticed that I was not responding and returned to the room. Sir, everything has already been placed in the car. If we leave any later, there will be traffic. Only then did I come back to reality. I quickly put on my coat and entered the car. As the driver started the engine and joined the traffic, he reminded me, the road to the hospital is already congested. Should I call Miss Lu and ask her to wait? I looked outside at the changing traffic lights, and suddenly, I changed my mind. No, don't go to the hospital. Take me to the company. Because this was 10 years ago, everything could still be changed. I barely remembered Shen Buyu's company. When I was younger, I hated her so much that I never visited. Later, when I finally fell in love with her, her enemies became more dangerous. Because she worried about my safety, she refused to let me come near her. So now, standing outside the office building, I felt completely lost. I did not even know which building belonged to her. People passing by looked at me curiously. I looked down at the huge bouquet in my hands and felt awkward. Then I took out my phone and called her. I thought I would have to wait. But after only 2 rings, she answered. What's wrong? The moment I heard Shen Buyu's voice again, my eyes suddenly became warm. Shen Buyu, where's your office? I can't find it. The people around me looked even more confused. On the other side of the phone, Shen Buyu seemed to be in the middle of a meeting. After a short pause, she said, today's meeting ends here. Then she spoke to me. Wait downstairs. I'll come down soon. A few minutes later, I saw Shen Buyu walking out of the building. She looked elegant and confident, while I looked completely unprepared. Just as I regretted not dressing better before coming here, Shen Buyu had already reached me. Why are you here? Her expression was cold. I lowered my head, not daring to look at her. I'm sorry for disturbing you. Today, she stopped after saying only those words, but I knew what she meant. Today was supposed to be the day I celebrated Lu Xiaoyao's birthday, not the day I came to see her. That reminder made me immediately push the flowers into her hands. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday. Shen Buyu stared at the flowers for a long time. Then she gave a faint smile. Fang Xiu, these are the flowers she didn't want anymore, right? What? I immediately realized something was wrong. I looked down at the bouquet. My heart sank. The flowers were blue ice roses. Lu Xiaoyao's favorite flowers. When I woke up, my memories were too chaotic. I only wanted to find Shen Buyu. I completely forgot this detail. I'm sorry. Before I could finish explaining, Shen Buyu interrupted me. Thank you for the birthday gift. It's getting late. Let the driver take you home. She turned around and prepared to leave, but I quickly grabbed her clothes. Wait. Shen Buyu clearly did not expect me to do that. The sudden movement made her lose balance, and she crashed into my arms. For a moment, she froze. Then she lowered her eyes and looked at my hand holding her. She remained silent. I refused to let go. Shen Buyu, I am not leaving. Her expression became complicated. Fang Xiu, what new way are you planning to hurt me this time? I could not answer her question, because deep down, I knew why Shen Buyu no longer believed me. At this time, we had only been married for a short while, and our relationship was already filled with conflict. Most of our arguments were caused by me. Whenever I was angry, I said whatever hurtful words came to my mind. Even when I gave her gifts, I deliberately chose things that would hurt her. I was like the child who kept shouting the wolf is coming until, eventually, no one believed me anymore. In my previous life, after the misunderstanding was cleared, I had used the simplest method to make peace with Shen Buyu. I would just pull her close, because although this woman always looked cold and distant, she was surprisingly easy to comfort. But this time was different. Shen Buyu had endured too much pain and too many grievances. I did not just want to make her forgive me. I wanted to truly make up for everything I had done. Let me take you out for dinner. Hearing that, Shen Buyu lowered her eyes. Her voice remained cold. No need. I still have work tonight. Then I'll order takeout. I said it while shamelessly following behind her. I'll order you longevity noodles. Shen Buyu did not respond. She did not even look at me, but strangely, she still held onto the bouquet tightly. As we passed by a trash can, I thought she would throw the flowers away without hesitation, but she didn't. She carried them all the way into her office. When I entered Shen Buyu's office, I was surprised by how empty it was. The entire room was quiet. The only thing on her desk was a cold lunchbox. I looked at it and felt a sudden pain in my heart. Was she really planning to spend her birthday eating this? The thought made me feel incredibly sad. I immediately took out my phone and ordered her a bowl of longevity noodles. Clear soup, less salt. Because in my previous life, I later learned that Shen Buyu had stomach problems. There were many things she could not eat. Yet for years, she had always adjusted her meals according to my preferences. She liked to eat lighter food, but because I preferred stronger flavors, she always silently accommodated me. I only found out after it was too late. After placing the order, I sat on the sofa. For a moment, I did not know what to say. Meanwhile, Shen Buyu was carefully opening the wrapping around the flowers. She was preparing to place them into a vase. Seeing that scene, my heart tightened. Without thinking, I walked over. I grabbed the bouquet from her hand and threw it into the trash. Shen Buyu froze. After a few seconds, she looked at me with exhaustion. Fang Xiu, are you done? No, I was angry, but not because of the flowers. I was angry because Shen Buyu never seemed angry at me. No matter how much I hurt her, she always endured it. This one doesn't count. You don't like these flowers. I'll buy you different ones. Shen Buyu looked away. It's fine. I don't really like flowers anyway. But I ignored her. I picked up the trash bag and said, wait here. Then I quickly left. Outside the building, flower vendors were still selling bouquets. Compared to the flowers in expensive shops, these flowers were not as perfectly arranged. But I did not care. I walked through several stalls and bought every red rose I could find. Then I wrapped them into a simple bouquet myself. By the time I finished, the food delivery had also arrived. So I carried everything back upstairs. The 19th floor was unusually quiet. Only Shen Buyu's office still had a small light on. I carefully pushed open the door, but the door hit the wall with a loud sound. Shen Buyu's body immediately stiffened. She turned around and saw me standing there. I was breathing heavily from running back. I quickly waved at her. Come help me. Why are you just standing there? Shen Buyu looked surprised. She clearly did not expect me to return. After a moment, she walked over and took the food and flowers from my hands. I finally caught my breath. Although sweat covered my forehead, I still smiled. These are for you. I bought all the roses on the street. But the moment I said that, I noticed the confusion on Shen Buyu's face. I froze. Something felt wrong. She seemed completely unfamiliar with this version of me. She was not used to receiving kindness from me. Not anymore. Maybe. Being gentle was not enough. Perhaps I needed to act like my old self. When I saw Shen Buyu preparing to return to her cold lunchbox, I immediately reacted. Ahem. The moment I made a sound, Shen Buyu instantly looked back at me. For a brief moment, I saw something unexpected in her eyes. Concern. Almost like she was worried something had happened. I quickly looked away and sat on the sofa, pretending to be annoyed. Can't you eat something warm? Seeing you eat cold food makes me uncomfortable. For the next half hour, the entire office was filled with my complaints. Do you even know how to eat properly? Can't you see the huge piece of beef? You don't eat vegetables? You're already this old and still picky? Are you trying to ruin your health? Did I buy this food just for decoration? The truth was, I was only worried she would not have enough food, so I had also brought extra desserts. After talking for so long that my throat became dry, a glass of water suddenly appeared in front of me. I looked up. Shen Buyu was standing there, looking at me quietly. Drink some water first, then continue scolding me. Her expression had softened. The coldness and distance in her eyes were finally gone. For a moment, I wanted to hug her, but I forced myself to hold back. Shen Buyu, from now on, let's live properly. For a moment, she did not respond. Instead, she looked away, then silently cleaned up the dishes. She never answered my question. After everything was finished, she simply said, I'll ask the driver to take you home later. But I just got here. Before I could finish speaking, Shen Buyu quickly opened the door and left. The way she walked away, it was almost as if I was something dangerous she needed to escape from. Watching her disappear, I could not hide my disappointment. I had been given another chance at life. So why did it feel like this woman was even harder to win back? I fell onto the sofa and started thinking about what I should do next. At that moment, my phone suddenly rang. I answered absent-mindedly. Fang, where are you? The familiar voice instantly made my mood drop. It was Lu Xiaoyao. Oh, it's you. My voice was not very warm, but Lu Xiaoyao did not seem to notice. I've been waiting for you for so long. Didn't you promise to celebrate my birthday with me? Hearing those words, memories from my previous life appeared again. My fingers slowly tightened around the phone. Lu Xiaoyao, we grew up together, right? Of course. We are family. Family. I repeated those words silently, then took a deep breath. Then, is there anything you want to tell me? Lu Xiaoyao suddenly became quiet. After a moment, she sighed. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have hidden that I secretly ate your cake. Listening to her apology, I suddenly felt cold, because I finally realized something. Why did the person I trusted most lie to me, make demands, and joke around without fear? While Shen Buyu, the person who loved me the most, had to silently stand behind me and endure everything. I could not even force myself to smile. I have something to do today. I won't be going. Happy birthday. Then I hung up. After the call ended, my chest felt heavy. I suddenly remembered something. Before I was kidnapped in my previous life, before the explosion, Lu Xiaoyao had called me. She asked where I was. At that time, I trusted her completely. But now, a terrifying thought appeared in my mind. What if, from the very beginning, the explosion had been planned by someone close to me? What if the person behind everything was someone I trusted? I slowly raised my head and froze. Shen Buyu was standing at the doorway. I did not know how long she had been there. I looked at her hesitantly. You heard everything? Yes. Hi. Before I could explain, she calmly interrupted. The car is waiting downstairs. She was too calm, so calm that I did not know how to react. We walked toward the entrance together. The guilt inside me grew stronger with every step. Finally, I could not hold it anymore. Shen Buyu. She stopped walking, but she did not turn around. I quickly explained. That was Lu Xiaoyao calling. Yesterday, I really promised to celebrate her birthday, but today's me is different. Hi. Before I could finish, Shen Buyu suddenly turned around. Enough. She closed her eyes, then said quietly, today's meal was delicious, and I was happy that you stayed with me for my birthday. So if you still want to go find Lu Xiaoyao, I accept it, because this is the price. In my previous life, Shen Buyu once told me something. Every bit of kindness I gave her, she had to exchange it for even more pain afterward. So she never dared to expect too much from me. She had already prepared herself for the day I would leave. Those words from her previous life suddenly came back, and this time, they felt like a knife stabbing straight into my heart, because I finally understood. On this exact day in my previous life, I was not there for her birthday. Her dinner was nothing more than a cold lunchbox. No one wished her happy birthday. And that was why she waited for me outside the hospital. Not because she wanted to accuse me. Not because she wanted to fight. She only wanted to hear one simple sentence. Happy birthday. But instead, I told her to stay away from me. The truth came too late, and the regret almost crushed me. I stared at Shen Buyu, but when our eyes met, she quickly looked away. I'm sorry. I said too much. It's already dark. If you're going to the hospital, go quickly. I ignored her words. I stepped forward and grabbed her hand. Then I forcefully intertwined my fingers with hers. Shen Buyu's entire body stiffened, but she did not pull away. Fang Xiu, what are you doing? Have you not embarrassed me enough? The next second, I lowered my head and gently held the back of her neck.